Surgery 4.0, advancing surgical practice into the era of the fourth industrial revolution.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me again at this fantastic event. My name is Jeffrey Dudley. I'm a non-plastic breast surgeon working in the UK, and my talk is titled Surgery 4.0. So my disclosures, I'm currently working in the UK. I have received research funding from the Irish government and scholarship funding from the Maltese government, and the views are expressed here are my own. The other disclaimer is this is a surgical, my field is with surgery, so there are operative videos. So if you find yourself feeling uncomfortable with the videos, obviously feel free to look away. So we're living in a fantastic period, a lot of things happening around us, and we can also see that over the past few years, past half a decade, the pace of technological development has accelerated. This kind of rapidly accelerating pace has been coined the fourth industrial revolution. This is our post-digital age period. We have now digitalized, and we are using these digital technologies to further advance human civilization. This includes things like AI, robotics, but also other advances in the fields of genetics, which requires bioinformatics. So one of the big advancements of our time is 3D printing, advanced manufacturing, digital manufacturing, and we're seeing some very positive things coming out of it. Organs being printed, but also some very negative experiences as well, where people have gone straight to experimentation. There's Paolo Macchiarini, the very negative star of the Netflix series Bad Surgeon, where he tested things in patients before they are quite ready to go. But there's a tech conference, and the major focus is going to be AI and digital technologies. And we're now on the verge of a period where we have a digital companion, whether it's a physical person or a tool, helping the physician to, as was said before, focus on being a doctor, not wasting the time on administration or analyzing data. We're seeing that in branches of medicine like radiology, there are very rapid advances in AI. And this is being mirrored now in individual specialties in medicine. We're seeing a sequence of papers coming out showing AI as a tool for diagnostics in ophthalmology, dermatology, and radiology breast cancer diagnosis. However, there is a common theme. These papers have required very big data sets, and we're talking about data privacy and the issues around that. But these studies have required huge numbers of patients, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. They are using deep learning algorithms, which, as powerful as they are not necessarily explainable. And the output is known. So there is a known ground truth. We know cancer, not cancer. Skin cancer, not skin cancer. And I'll come to this issue a bit later. So for AI, you need numbers, you need data. This is OSCE data showing that as an industry in healthcare, investment in digitalization is still far behind many, many industries. We're somewhere just behind the mining industry. So we have an issue with obtaining data. We are not paperless yet. And as the previous panel alluded to, there is an issue with data governance. Patients are not happy having their data sold and commercialized. These AI models have also been used in other fields, and they have caused problems. We have an issue also with data bias. So if we had to ask the patients what they think, they are happy for the data being used as long as they are not used, and they are not made profit of. So the average patient does want AI to be used, but doesn't want to be commercialized, which is exactly what people have complained about in these cases. So I'll talk about myself. So I'm approaching this problem as a researcher and as a surgeon. And my data is surgical data, surgical videos. This is unstructured data, unbalanced data. Luckily, we don't have many negative outcomes. The complication rates are low. And it is retrospective and with smaller numbers. I don't have access to big data sets that the radiologists have access to. My field is oncoplastic breast surgery. I take out cancers, and I reconstruct the breast after using an implant, for example. So I'm going to show you a video which gives me data. This is a device which measures perfusion using near-infrared and the dye. I've carried out the operation here, and I am seeing the perfusion, the circulation to the skin is remaining after my procedure. And here, the angiogram lit up, so there is circulation. Next video here shows one which is not so great. So my goal here with my data is to predict complications, predict the binary outcome, which would tell us if this patient is going to have a good outcome or a bad outcome, so I can do something about it. Briefly, I've developed AI in this particular tool, and it involves something called feature enrichment. So not only am I collecting data, but I am breaking it down and creating extra data points to compensate for the fact that I don't have tens and thousands of videos. This work was published, and basically using this tool, I was able to predict at time of operation if a patient is going to proceed to have a complication or not. But here I have a binary outcome. I know the outcome, complication or no complication. The true benefit of AI would be is if the AI could see beyond the issues that we're seeing. And if I then move this to another field, in plastic surgery, we currently do not totally know how to use this tool and would like the AI to at least mimic human understanding. Another piece of work, what we did was assess how experts see these videos and try and copy their expertise without actually knowing why they're taking these decisions. We have now been able to copy expert performance, and that will allow areas of healthcare where experts are not available to have expert level judgment taken on the case. So, how are we doing this? We also have AI as lines and lines of code. We now have code-free solutions. Researchers such as myself can now build AI from the data without actually programming the AI. And this is MATLAB classification learner, which allows people like me to build AI. I'm going to skim over this part. So this is another application of my tool in circulatory assessment. And again, I built another tool here which allows decision support. So this is keyhole surgery in general surgery. The lighting up means circulation, and lack of lighting up obviously means no circulation, and I created a recommender for this. Problem is, what do you do now with these outputs? Surgeons don't have time to stay looking at these and judging, and they also can't be playing out a screen. We are sterile, we're wearing sterile gloves, we can't be touching computers, so we need now a way to interact with this information. So you'll see me here showing my fist at the screen. It's not me venting my frustration. This is a gesture-controlled interface, which now allows me to interact with the device that I'm developing so that I can have a decision during the operation. So we now have these tools to develop AI. I can make AI without writing code. What happens next? There are many people like me throwing AI into the healthcare environment. These tools need validation. There has to be a very clear framework to go from a computer, software, to clinical use. This framework is now slowly being developed, but the standards of validation have not been set. So we're now finally starting to get some validation kind of platforms and guidelines. So, in summary, the implementation of all these technologies is going to take time. We have to be careful that we have AI and it's now available and easy for us to use, but AI should not be the solution. We should not be using AI for the sake of using AI. It has to offer a benefit in the patient journey. With regard to validation, we have to take this slowly. We have to avoid the mistakes that happened in the justice industry where they rushed out AI and that resulted in bias. And we must not lose the patient's trust. Also, we have to understand what they want out of this. We have to be able to communicate the outcomes, speak to them, and also now decide where the liability lies, where the AI is going to take responsibility and where we're going to take responsibility. Thank you.